Dear students, come to the new chapter, that is database concepts. Today we are going to discuss with the database concepts, what actually mean the database and how the computer system is related to database and how the database can be managed in a computer system. Regarding all these things we are going to discuss in our today's class. So here first we will move through the introduction. By that introduction you will come to know what actually means the database. The large and complex data. Okay, large and complex data. For example, take a bank as an example. Either it may be State Bank of India or it may be Canara Bank. The accounts of the customers are maintained in a bank. So there are many customers are there, okay, and all their details, what type of account they have opened, either it is SP account or current account or the demat account and so on, and on which date they have created account, okay, what are the transactions they are doing. All these things have to be maintained by the bank. So that data we can call it as the large and complex data, okay, which are collected, entered, stored and accessed. What the bank has to do? The data the bank has to collect and they need to enter in a software, in a computer, and they need to, the bank members need to store the data and access whenever needed. They have to open and check the details of the accounts. On the user's needs, how the customer will ask the bank what to do. If the customer will ask the bank to show his account balance, so at that time what the bank person have to do? They have to open his account and check the details, and either if they want they can give printout on the passbook, or by just they can tell the amount, okay, based on the user needs. Or if the account holder wants to withdraw some money, then what the bank member have to do? They have to open his account, check the amount, what is the balance in his account, and then they need to deliver the account, how much, deliver the amount, how much the customer want, okay. Or if you want to deposit, then also at the time the bank members need to open his account, then enter how much he has deposited. The bank members need to enter the amount. This is called as collected, entered, stored and accessed. If data is stored, then it can be accessed based on the user needs. However, the user wants, how the customer needs, based on the customer needs, the bank persons need to give the details, or in the form of queries. Queries means the customer, what he want by the bank, okay, is the customer's query, means customer's request or the customer's question will be called as query, okay. Unique softwares are developed and used. If you go to the banking system, there a unique software for bank is used, and if you take your college details, all your details need to be maintained in college, just like serial number, admission number, okay, student name, father name, okay, mother name, date of birth, date of admission, okay, fee payment, course, address, and so on. All many details of every student has to be maintained by the college management. So here also a different software is prepared for managing the school or college, and a unique software is also prepared for managing the bank account holder details. Like that type of developing a unique software to maintain the large amount of data, that software we can call it as a database software. Hope you have understood, and which are highly secured and complex. The unique softwares are developed and used, and these softwares are highly secured and complex. I will give you an example. You will open your Google Chrome either in your phone or your laptop or in your PC. Just type google.com. Okay, if you type like this, then after pressing enter, it will give you HTTPS. Like this it will give. Right? What this HTTPS, what this S means? This S means google.com is a software, highly secured software, and it is maintaining the large database, because in Google, whatever thing you want, okay, you will get the thing details in Google. So think how much of data a Google account can manage. Is it right? Yes, it will manage a large amount of data. So that should be secure. What this yes means? This is yes means secure. Or sometimes you may see in place of HTTPS, you will see HTTP double S. Double S means it is highly secure. HTTP means Hypertext Transfer Protocol with security. Here double S means highly secured. This is what the database means. This is what actually about we need to discuss in this chapter. If you have understood the introduction and whatever the things now I have explained, if you have understood this concept, then later things very clearly you will get understand. Dear students, hope you have understood whatever the thing till now I have told. Now we are moving to the point, that is come to the applications of database. Now come to the point, that is applications of database. What are the applications of database? Just like everything is having their applications. Applications means uses of the database. Okay, come we shall see one by one in which are the fields where databases are used and for what reasons databases are used in all these fields. First of all, come to the banking system. Banking. Here, databases are used for customer information, for maintaining customer information, just like what I have told in introduction. Then accounts, account details of the customers, and loans. What are the loans the customer has taken and how he is going to pay the installments, what we call as EMIs of the loan. Okay, and all these details, how much EMIs he has paid and how much still he has to pay, all the details are maintained. And banking transactions, how much he has deposited, on which date he has deposited, what sort of amount, and how much he has withdrawn, on which date he has withdrawn, what sort of amount. All these things are maintained by using databases. The unique software which is used for maintaining bank details will be called as the database. Next one is water meter billing. But we can give best example for this is water meter billing means how much water we will consume. So that sort of bill we need to pay. That is called as water meter billing. How much water we will use, how much water we will take, and that much of bill we need to pay. That is called as water meter billing. And here the RR number and all the details are stored. This is stored. Okay, RR number. If a person has taken water meter connection, then for that person a separate number has given, and that number will be called as the RR number. So maintaining RR number and all the details of that customer are stored in the database, okay, and connected to the server based work. Server based work means all the meter details of, if in a town every house has taken the water meter connection, then all the meter details are maintained in one server. That is called as server based work. Okay, this is with the help of databases. Next, rail and airlines. Okay, for rail in train, railways and airlines, for reservations, doing seat reservations, booking seats, databases are used. Schedule information. Okay, need to check information about airlines, that is about flights or about the trains. The best for this checking, I will say you one app by name Ixigo. Ixigo. If you use this application in your smartphone, you can get all the details, scheduling and fares of the seats and availability of seat and everything you will get in your mobile phone, just on your fingertips, about trains as well as airlines. The software is the application by name Ixigo. So this Ixigo will be called as a database. By that software, all the details of trains and airlines are managed. Then, airlines were among the first to use databases. Okay, the systems where databases are used first, among those systems, airlines are the first to use the databases with geographically distributed manner. What is meant by geographically distributed manner? Terminals situated around the world access the central database system through phone lines and other data networks. Geographically distributed, which for example, in India, many railway stations are there. Okay, geographically distributed. And if you take the airports are situated around the world, that is geographically distributed. In every airport or in every railway station, a terminal is situated. A terminal is there. Through that terminal, signals are sending to each train and each flight. That is called terminal. With the help of either walkie-talkie phones or by any other networking devices. That is called geographically distributed manner. Terminals are situated around the world, access the central database system through phone lines and other data networks. They are managed in this manner. And next application is colleges. As I have told, in colleges, for maintaining student information, then course registration, to which course student has joined, and grades means maintaining your marks, in which test, in which exam, how much marks you have got. All these details are maintained with the help of the databases. The next application is credit card transaction. Credit card means it is a type of card by which we can get some percent of discount on any of the purchases. But bills are made. It is like taking a loan, taking credit. If you have no balance in your account, then also you can able to purchase something through the credit card, and on the given date you can update your bank account with some amount, then that amount will be debited on the given date of the credit card. This is called credit card. So maintaining for purchases on credit cards, okay, databases are used, and generation of monthly statement of that credit card databases are used. And next in here, telecommunication. Telecommunication means, best example is your phones. In your phone, two types of SIM cards are used. One is prepaid card, another one is postpaid card. Prepaid SIM card means first you need to recharge, then you can able to do calls or use the mobile data and so on. Postpaid is the one, firstly we need to use, based on the usage, every month you will get the bills, and what amount of bill, what sort of bill we will get, we need to pay that much of amount, that is called postpaid SIM card. Now come to the point, for keeping records of calls made, whatever call each SIM card will do, all the details are maintained. Just think, there are crores of SIM cards, so all the SIM card details, each and every call and each and every message of that SIM card can be managed. That is by the database. Generating monthly bills, okay, maintaining balances on prepaid calling cards, generating monthly bills on postpaid cards, okay, and then maintaining balances on prepaid calling cards, SIM cards, and storing information about the communication network, and storing information about all the networks of your SIM card, all the communications of the SIM card. These all the things are managed by the database. That is a different software for telecommunication. And next, finance. Under finance, for storing information about holdings, sales and purchases. What are things hold, what are the things sold, and what are the things purchased. All these details and financial instruments such as stocks and bonds. Regarding all these things, the information is stored with the help of the databases. And here, sales for customer, product and purchase information. In sales departments, okay, customer, what sort of product he has given to the sales department and how much he has purchased from them, and all other details, they are maintained only with the help of the database softwares. For each application, a different software is present, not just by the one software. For banking system, some different software is there. For colleges, different software is there, and the same way for credit card details, different software is there. Like that for finance, different, and sales, different. In each field, each type of unique software is developed. We have left with only two applications, that is manufacturing. Under manufacturing department, for management of supply chain, supply means, think you are having a company, you are manufacturing a goods and you need to supply for many of the customers. or many of the sales stores. Then for which are the stores you have sell your product, you need to maintain the details. That is called as supply chain. And for tracking production of items, for tracking production, how many items you have produced and what are the orders you have get. Based on the orders, still how much of product you need to prepare. And inventories of items in warehouse or stores and orders for items. Inventories of items in warehouse or stores. If you are having warehouses or the godowns, under godowns how much product you are having, all these details you need to maintain. And orders for items, okay, what are the orders you have got, from which are the persons you have got the orders, and how much they are ordering, how much product they want. All these details are maintained with the help of database. And as human resources, under human resources department, for information about employees recruitment, okay, information about employees recruitment, how many employees are appointed and still how much are needed, that is called employees recruitment. Their salaries, okay, payroll taxes, their taxes, and benefits, what are the benefits you have got from them. And for generation of payment checks, if a company is having many employees, so for their salaries the company needs to generate a payment check to the bank, okay, then bank will pay their salaries. So all these details are maintained by a unique software under human resources department. Now come to the next thing, that is the origin of data. What is meant by the origin here? Come, we shall see. The fact is something that is really happen or really occur. Fact means the thing which is really occur. Just like now I am teaching, I am giving lecture to you. This is the real thing, this is the reality, and this is called as fact. Right? Okay. Or is actually the case, the things that are happening and happened in the real form or virtual form are considered to be fact. The things which are happening really, okay, they are considered to be as fact. Now I am giving lecture, this is fact, and you are listening me, or you are watching my video, okay, or you are watching my lecture. This is called fact. Okay. The fact is pursued by sense organs. The fact can be understood by the sense organs. Which are the sense organs are there? Eye, ears, nose, tongue and skin. Okay? Eyes, ears, nose, tongue and skin. These are the 5 sense organs. The things which can be understood by these sense organs is called as fact. Okay? And under that fact, we are having basically 2 things. One is data and next one is the information. Before coming to data or information, I will going to explain you a little thing. That is, take 2 and 2. Okay? Or we can take it as 2 and 5. Okay, what is this? They are numbers, but we can call it as data. Right? 2 and 5 is the data. Okay? If we add 2 plus 5, okay, then what will happen? Answer will become 7. 2 plus 5 is not in understandable form. Just we can write 2 plus 5. Does it have any meaning? No. We are adding the two numbers, that's it. But it does not have any meaning, or we cannot understand. That is called data. Okay, when we add just 2 and 5 are the numbers, we cannot understand. When we add these two, then what will happen? A processing will happen, that is addition. And after this processing we will get a result. Okay, and that result is called as information. Basically what I like to say is the unprocessed things we can call it as data, and the processed data means when added processed data, then it will give some sort of meaningful answer. That is called as information. Now come to the point here. Data is a collection of raw facts, figures and statistics. This is only raw facts, figures and statistics. It does not have any meaning, which can be processed to produce meaningful information, and that data can be processed to produce the meaningful information. Okay, that is called data. Now come to information. Information is a processed data with some definite meaning. Information is a processed data with some definite meaning. It is a processed data with some definite meaning, whereas data is raw facts, figures and statistics. Okay, it can be processed to produce meaningful information, but information is a processed data which have definite meaning. Information represents facts, figures and statistics. This also represents facts, figures and statistics which have proper meaning. Understood? For example, in marks card of a student, just we take the marks as the data. Okay, and total marks and percentage result are processed data known as information. Total marks, result and the percentage of student is a processed data, and that can be called as information. Dear students, hope you have understood today's class. If you have any doubts regarding today's class, you can ask me personally. Thank you.